Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to Beautiful Bookish Geeks, Season 1, Episode 2. I'm Heidi Angell, and I have with me Rebekah Jonesy.
Hello, everyone.
And we're here to talk about books, not the books we thought we were going to, Harmless, because for some reason I thought we were starting next week, not this week.
I think the best part is you're the one that set this up.
I know, it's so sad. So I'm working with Our Right Side, and I took over the executive publishing director position in September. Well, in July, or in August, but it was official in September. But we had two books that needed to be published this month to finish out our calendar, and published 3 books in 1 month.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you edited all of those, didn't you?
It's been hectic. We're going to go with hectic. And fun and exciting, but hectic. Yeah, 3 books in a month, and planning tours for all of them. And it's been all hands on board all month. So I have read books, but I thought we were doing it next week. So I was planning on reading Harmless this week.
And so that'd be nice and fresh in your mind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So that's not going to end up happening now. But we'll talk about Harmless for sure, because did you end up reading it, Rebekah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So why don't you give them a little bit of input into your thoughts on it so I can get excited about reading it.
Oh, my goodness. It is like we discussed last month. Remember that the book last month was Be Careful What You Wish For?
Yeah.
This is another Be Careful What You Wish For, but it's a lot darker. It plays on a Native American belief, and this girl, even though she doesn't look it, is part Indian, and she had handed down to her a prayer box, and inside it were 4 figurines. 3 good, 1 evil. And just her luck, she had friends over and they properly made wishes on all 3 figurines.
And that's what teenagers do.
Yeah. Well, it's a very specific way to make the wish, and they managed to get it right. So things start happening, and you try and write it off as, okay, this could just be coincidence. Oh well, the area is known for its albino animal population anyway. So seeing a giant white deer in front of me, that shouldn't be an issue. And then the giant white bear comes to town too to say hi. And that's not even the bad one. Because people start dying and wishes start coming true and everything changes. And the main character has to figure out, is it worth it? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Can I stop it? What happens if I stop it? Is it worth stopping it? And she struggles with that till literally the end of the book. And the answer she comes up with just blows your mind.
Oh, I'm so excited to read it. I love, well, you've read my books. I'm really big on the American traditions. And as soon as I saw the accuracy just from the blurb and and I don't know how accurate it is because I haven't read it yet, but just from the teaser materials, it looks like she really stays true to Native American culture and beliefs. And the Wendigo.
And realities. even.
Wendigo is like, it's as awesome as Bigfoot, but people don't talk about it as much.
I think, well, there's a couple of different Wendigos. You know, there's the high north Wendigos where they're just, you know, the devouring beasts of the winter.
Right.
You know, they are the hunger of winter. I swear, like the further west and north you go, the more vicious all of these beliefs become.
Well, life is harder, or was harder. It's still harder. It's still harder.
Perfectly shows the land they lived in.
Yeah, the legends and the mythologies, they are built from the existence that the people knew and experienced.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm really excited about her take, because as much as I love Supernatural and their very entertaining view of Wendigos, the Native American tradition is much one, it's darker for sure, and two, it's much more rooted in choice, which I absolutely love.
The Inuit belief of Wendigo, that's where it gets scary.
I don't know, the southwestern tribes have some interesting, but yeah, I mean, they're all, you know, they're all good, they're all awesome. I'm really excited to read this one. So, and she's not this hopeless damsel in distress that I'm going to kick through the whole thing, right? She's not
correct. I mean,
Twilight girl.
I'm not even going to call her klutzy, but she is definitely accident prone, and she does through the entire book beat herself up like nonstop. At the beginning, I'm not gonna lie, I read it and I said, I don't know if Heidi's gonna like this one. And then you get just to the about 3/4 point and you realize, no, she has to be like this. There's a reason, and it all starts unraveling.
So she grows into her character,
kind
of like a coming of age.
It is most definitely a coming of age.
See, I like those.
But what she grows into is something that you're not expecting at all. And I'm going to leave it at that as a like massive teaser, because you are not going to guess how this ends.
Those are my favorites. Okay, I'm really, the more I hear about it, the more I actually cheated and read some reviews, because I'm trying to
cheater.
psych myself up into making more time, because, you know, who needs 4 hours of sleep each night, right?
Right.
But yeah, I'm really, really excited to read this book. So I'm definitely reading it before our next podcast. And if anybody wants to check out my blog, it's on my website. I will have that review posted on there, because I am super excited to read this book and I don't want to put it off.
I already posted my review on my blog too, so.
Oh, I think I have your blog linked in the description, but tell them where they can find your blog, just in case I don't.
It's Heartstrong at Blogspot. You can just look up Rebekah Jonesy on Blogger.
And I do have it in the links too, so but yeah.
Unless we forgot to do that too this week.
Yeah, so we probably won't talk about my views on Harmless next month, because I'm not going to wait a whole nother month to read it. But definitely be sure to check out the reviews, unless it's like super amazing, and then I'll have to talk about it, because you know me.
I have a feeling you're going to want to talk about it.
Okay, so I have had time to read this month, just not as much as I'd like. And I have to say, one of the books that I read this month was A Rune. Are you familiar with that one, Rebekah?
No, I am not.
Oh my gosh. So, A Rune
unless it's about a blue whale that's also a wizard.
No. Okay. A Rune is it's a historical fiction novel that takes place in Ireland during the Ascendancy. And I've kind of been on an Irish kick lately. I don't know why, because I'm supposed to be getting in the mood for Halloween. But this one's dark. It's really dark. So, did you enjoy? What was the book with Heathcliff and Stupid Girl?
Pride and Prejudice?
Huh?
Heathcliff and Stupid Girl. Wasn't Heathcliff and Pride and Prejudice?
No. It's not Pride and Prejudice. It's one of the ones by the Bronte girls. Oh my God, what is wrong with my brain right now?
Oh, I don't know either.
Anyway,
oh my God, it's on the tip of my brain. Okay, internet.
Yeah, it's a dark romantic story. And anyway, there's a lot of that whole channeling. Arun was amazing. So like when I first started reading it, I was like, this person watched Downton Abbey. Because it had that whole the servants versus the master of the house kind of feel to it. And it's
okay. No, I was sorry. It is Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights, that's what it is, yes. So it has Downton Abbey meets Wuthering Heights with a little bit of Poldark mixed in. And I loved it and hated it all at the same time. So I'm still processing because I finished that one last night. And I will have a review up for that one tomorrow on my blog. But if you like Wuthering Heights, Arun is definitely on that darker vein. If you enjoyed the intrigue of and the drama of Downton Abbey, there's a lot of that too. I absolutely love the headmistress and her. Anyway, it was awesome. So people who are big fans of historical fiction should definitely check that out. That is Arun by M.B. Gibson, I believe. Hold on, let me look. Yeah, so it's Arun. It's the first book in the Duncullen saga. Oh, I didn't realize there were more. Dang it. My husband is going to get mad at me for mine.
There's an awful lot of bumping going on.
Yeah, but anyway, it's absolutely awesome. Loved it, hated it. Kind of wanted to. Oh, and now I have to go buy Hearts of the Willow. Is that Hearts on the Willow? That's the second book. Dang it. My husband's really coming. Anyway, absolutely awesome. Oh, and I read it in paperback, which makes me so happy. It was absolutely beautiful, nice, thick book. So really enjoyed that. And that was my top pick for this month. Do you have a top pick, or was Harmless your top pick?
Actually, the book I want to read next, after I finish Melkorka, finally. I'm so sorry, Josh. Like, every time I read this, something explodes. Last time I was reading it, my friend's daughter got kidnapped. And it's been really hard to get back to it since. So it's been a rough month here.
Which is the next one?
Yeah. Huh?
What was the next one you said?
After Melkorka, I want to read, there it is, Shadow of a Human. It's book 2 in J.D. Estrada's vampire series. Oh my goodness.
J.D. Estrada had a vampire series? I just read his poetry. Holy crap, he has a vampire series? Wait, is it vampires or is it vampire killers?
It's vampires.
So is it more like Anne Rice vampires?
No. This is like vampires are one of the original sentient species on Earth, just like the green men and the elves and the dwarves. And they're all on Earth, and the humans are the last ones. And the end of the world is coming. And in order to save the stupid humans, which is their food source,
kind of important there.
The vampires have to save them, but they need one of the special humans in order to do it.
Oh my gosh, I'm totally. And what is the name of this? Because I'm adding that to my shopping list.
The first book, the one you really, really want to read, is Only Human. Once again, that's by J.D. Estrada. Also, you know what? I'm going to take this moment. I meant to do it on our first broadcast, but I'm going to take this moment to give a shout out to all of the indie authors I know and don't know and have just been reading, because my love of books seriously waned in like the last 10 years or so. You know, the books in the stores were sad. They were just sad. It was the same retellings over and over and over again. And they're all done by, you know, a very obvious, blatant script. You know, you'd start a book and you knew how the middle and end was going to go.
I hate predicting.
And then I found indie authors. And you never know how their books are going to go.
Well, I mean, you certainly get a lot more variety and a lot more. I love the genre mashing that so many of them do.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes me happy.
Yeah. So they have seriously rekindled my original love of books when I was, you know, like 10. You know, I am back to that level of happiness.
Yeah. And I love that about indie authors too. The fact that because they have the freedom of not having to write to mass market.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you get so many unique stories that, you know, they're hard to classify because they're mashing genres, or they turn into these huge books that, you know, a publisher would never take the risk of publishing, especially for a first-time author. One of my favorites, still to this day, is Songs of a Pendant by Magnus von Black. And the book, it could have easily been taken down to probably 2, even possibly 3 books. And if he'd gone the traditional route, they probably would have done that. But there were some like heavy political topics that he covered. So this is an epic. No, it is a space opera. Yes. And I guess you can get longer with those, so it might have only been divided into 2 books. But if they divided it into 2 books, they would have taken out this whole side story arc. That was actually one of my favorite parts of the story.
They had knocked it down to 3 books with a novella.
They might have done that too, you know, but they probably wouldn't if the first one didn't get enough sales.
True.
And then we never have gotten the rest
never
of
would have known.
And that would have just killed me. And it took me 2 months to read this book, but I was voraciously reading it every single day. But it's like, I mean, I don't know, because Kindle doesn't give you word count, but it's huge. You know, it's easily 4 or 5 regular books on Kindle. So, but it was totally worth it, every single bit of the read. And I love that you have that flexibility, especially as traditional books become shorter and shorter. And I know you get that with indie too. You know, that's the nice thing about indie is that you can find what you're looking for. If you like reading big, long books that absorb you, then you can find that in the indie world. If you prefer short books that you can read in a day or in 2 days, you can find that in the indie world too.
Yep. And if you're looking for something that's only like an hour long,
you can find
those too.
Yeah, you can. Yep. It's got a little bit of everything for everyone.
And once again, because there's no rhyme or reason, there's no formula that they have to stick to, you never know what you're going to get.
Yep, you get some really, really good stuff. One of another book that I really enjoyed was the Dice Maddox series by Rhonda Mornix. No, Rhonda Davies, sorry. Um, and it's a paranormal investigator mashed up with science fiction, mashed up with political intrigue. And the real beauty is that she does such a great job catching the important pieces of each of those. Oh, and mashed up with romance. I mean, it's this huge mashup of all these different genres, but she does such a beautiful job of hitting the important points of each of those genres so that if, somebody who's in it for the romance reads it, they're not like, oh, well, they said there was romance, but there just wasn't enough. And those who read it for the sci-fi element get plenty of science fiction and they're perfectly satisfied. The only thing that is a struggle is if you aren't a fan of at least two of those genres, then it might feel like you didn't get enough out of the book, which is a danger. And unfortunately, that will limit her marketability, but it shouldn't because it was brilliant. It was absolutely amazing. It's like if the X-Files met Harry Dresden. Happiness and perfection and beauty. It was amazing.
Wow.
But she never would have gotten a traditional publishing deal, even if she'd been a wildly popular author. And or if she had, they would have cut it out so that it was pared down to a more palatable pigeonhole. And
yeah.
So I'm thrilled that she self-published because it was absolutely worth it. Loved reading it. And she has 3 books out in that series now, I think. 4? 3. I don't remember. It's too hard to keep track of these things. But they're awesome. And I follow her because I want to read every single one as they come out. I wish somebody would just pay me so I could read all day. I would love that. That would be like the best job. Oh, wait, hold on. As an executive publisher, that's kind of my job. Never mind. I get paid to do that.
I say, and an editor, and I mean, you kind of get paid for reviewing, if you think about it in a very twisted manner.
Well, I mean
you don't get paid a lot. You don't even get paid enough to cover the.
I get free books sometimes. Yeah. There's that.
I totally lucked out with this whole Puerto Rico hurricane thing. I was spreading awareness too, and JD Estrada, whose wife, by the way, was visiting when the hurricane struck. She was stuck there in Puerto Rico. Yeah, she's home now, thank God. But he was pretty terrified, and he's from the island. He just moved,
right?
Like a year ago, huh?
All of his family is still over there, or most of his family. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and all of his wife's family is over there too. So, she was home for a visit, and he had plans on, following shortly behind her. But then the hurricane struck, and she's stuck there, and his flight was canceled, and he, couldn't get her out immediately, couldn't get in touch with her.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure the poor guy had to have been out of his mind.
Yeah.
If you saw his videos right after it happened, I don't think that poor man was sleeping at all.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, I contributed to his hurricane relief auction that he did with, well, not just me, our right side contributed several to that.
Yep, I purchased several of those as well.
Yeah.
And I donated as much as I feasibly could, and probably more than I should have, to be honest. Especially since the very next day, my car got a flat, and I didn't know that my husband had already flattened the spare.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anywho, because he was so thankful that, so many people were resharing and sharing and talking about what was going on and passing on information, he sent me his entire list of books. I got one of each of his books.
It's you. I can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know we'll be talking about some of those books over the next couple months because he's on my list. He's been on my list for a while, actually. And I read some of his poetry, and I love listening to his videos, which just, ensure for me that I'm going to enjoy it because as entertaining as he is, his books have got to be at least that good. But yeah,
They're so much
I'll
better.
play his videos, his and Josh's videos. I watch those. Well, I listen to those while I'm working. And they trip me out because a lot of other podcasts that I listen to, because I have a loop of, and it's a wide range of things from booktubers all the way to, writing tips and blah, blah, blah. But it's funny, whenever theirs come on, frequently they'll say or do something that makes me stop. It pulls me out of my work, and I'm like, I should be working.
I can't listen to him anymore when I'm trying to work.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But I'm also addicted. And every time he does 00 bananas, I have to watch.
Did you see Anaisa's one? Oh my gosh.
Yes, I've seen. She's done like 3 now.
Oh my gosh.
The last one though, and she's sneaking.
Banana up and just makes this face, and I was like trying so hard not to laugh. My husband's like, "What is wrong with you?" I was like, "Nothing. I'm working. I'm totally working."
Yep. In zone, working. I just wrote something really funny, dear. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the booktube community and the writer tube, I think is what they're calling it now. They're a trip. I love their videos. They're awesome. Oh,
and I guess it was 2 days ago. Yeah. Because it's Tuesday. So 2 days ago, I was sitting here, completely down in the dumps, and I saw a post by Anais. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was a link to her SoundCloud. Have you listened to her music?
Yep.
Holy bejeebus.
Right? She is, and her poetry is just as deep.
Yeah, I mean, I've read her poetry.
Yeah.
But her voice. Oh, wow.
Yep, there's a lot of talent in the indie community.
Mm-hmm.
And I just found out, I guess it was like a couple of months ago, but JD Estrada plays the guitar too.
Yep.
I just found out just recently, and I was totally shocked. I've been following him for like a year, and somehow I missed the fact that he plays the guitar.
I think I just found out last week, to be honest.
Really? See, I don't feel as bad then. But yeah, it's impressive how much talent there is in the indie community, and more people should read indie.
I think it's also
do it.
I think it's also impressive how many of you people are giants.
Yeah, but people don't realize that they're indie. And that's the thing, is that I think part of the reason that self-publishing has gotten such a bad rap is because people don't realize that a book is self-published unless it's done badly.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, they'd never notice. They wouldn't be able to tell.
I wouldn't be able to tell with, like, all of your books.
Oh,
Jesus. Joe's, Andy's, Josh's.
I know. Josh's.
I mean, he's freaking indie. Lillian's?
You would never guess. You saw it on a bookshelf?
Nope.
In a store, you would never guess that he was indie published.
And Josh and Lillian are in my local bookstores. So
yeah. Well, there are a lot of, and I think that there should be a difference between indie published and self-published, because there is a difference. That's why they're so much better to read. They pay for, or they have friends who are skilled with editing. They pay for or have friends who are skilled with creating a book cover. And they take the time to study the craft of all of it. Um, indie publishers work harder than any other author out there. Most of them, especially the really good ones.
They work harder than most people I know.
Yeah. Because and the reason is, even if they, like, I had one guy who was like, oh, well, you can be an indie publisher if you have a lot of money, and why should they get any more credit because they paid people to do all this stuff? And I'm like, but it takes more than that, because you have to know, one, how to find a good cover designer, and two, how to be able to tell if they're good for your genre. Even if you don't learn how to design covers yourself, you still have to know the important parts of that. You still have to know the rules of editing so that you can verify that your editor is doing a good job. You have to learn how to market all by yourself. We at our right side, we provide tons of tips, and we're a small publisher. I'm sure the traditional publishers probably provide at least what we're doing, if not more. So yeah, saying that your publisher doesn't market for you, and that you have to do your marketing, even if you're at the traditional level, sure, that's absolutely true. But they point you in the right direction. They give you an idea of where you need to go with it. And indie publishers, or indie authors that choose to publish themselves, not go with a small press, they have to do all of that themselves. They have to figure that all out themselves. And the ones that have made it big deserve huge props, because that's not an easy task.
No, it's not. I mean, they work harder, longer, with less pay and more stress than J.K. Rowling. And although she gets all kinds of credit for what she did.
Yeah, well, but she worked for years too, not getting paid.
True.
And I think a lot of the people that we're talking about, they'll end up as big as J.K. Rowling, because they've got the talents and they've got the skills and they have the tenacity. They won't quit. And so they
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, so they'll keep going, they'll keep building, they'll keep expanding, and they'll end up maybe not as big as J.K. Rowling. That's a bit of a stretch, but at least as big as, well, yeah, no, I mean, a different genre maybe, but I totally
foresee. I don't think it's that big of a stretch. I seriously see Joshua Robertson and J.C. Boyd, especially when they write together, they're going to take over from R.A. Salvatore. They will be the, Thrice 9 Legends and all of that is going to follow right along with Forgotten Realms. It's going to have that kind of legacy. Because it's, it's that kind of epic writing.
Yeah.
It may not happen for another 10, 20 years, but I can't see it not happening, to be honest.
But the Dragons of Pern took several, I think it was like 10 or 15 years of writing before it took off.
Yeah, so, and when
a lot of what indie authors are going through isn't that different from what traditionally published authors went through for years. It's just that they don't have the team behind them that the traditionally published authors of the 90s had. And they don't have the publisher who's willing to be patient through the sales cycle. It's apparently really rare nowadays for a publisher to sign on for multiple books in a series, especially with a new author, not knowing how they're going to sell. And I get so frustrated with the traditional publishing world when I find a book that I like. It's like the traditional TV. When I find something I like and they end it after a season or two, it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
Because it feels like they're saying that my opinion isn't good enough because there aren't enough people that share it. And art isn't about appealing to the masses. Art is about finding your niche, finding your peoples.
True, but I mean, when it's a mass market paperback, that unfortunately is about the masses.
Yeah.
And that's what most of the big publishing houses want.
And that's why they get the horrible retellings over and over, and they get the horrible.
Well, this story has worked well in the past, so with the new names and slightly different landscape, it'll sell well as well. Yay!
And it gets so tiresome to read.
So boring.
Yeah. So, but you know, it is what it is, and I will stick to the indie writers. I like being surprised, even in stories where I'm not necessarily looking for a surprise. Those make me happy. And that was one of the things that was fun about Arun, is that it didn't end the way I would have expected it to based on the genre. And yet it was the only way it really could have, should have ended. You know, the author clearly did a ton of research into the time period, the behaviors, and the expectations. And it has this this forever feel, you know, that it's not one of those quick and forget about reads. It's something that really sticks with you, and it gives you a really stark, clear understanding of that time period and that world, and the kind of work that goes into creating that detailed of a story that's so historically accurate is just amazing, you know?
So it's a new legend.
Kind of. Yeah.
I like it. I'll have to pick that up.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. I'm really excited about reading the next one. But it's going to wait until after Harmless, because I really want to read Harmless.
Well, I have decided that for the rest of the month, because one of the other books I picked up in the Puerto Rico auction were all 3 of Michael Elliott's horror anthologies. Have you read his?
No, I haven't. They're on my list to read, though.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I
and
am
that's
going to
perfect
have
Halloween fodder too, right there.
I am going to have my kiddos wetting their pants at the Halloween party. Because they love sitting by the fire and having me tell them a story. So I decided this year, because I usually, you know, pull news stories off of the internet, and but I've told him a few of Michael's stories already, and so they're all looking forward to it now. So we're going to be sitting around the fire in the backyard in the dark, and I'm going to sit there and read. And it's like, if they thought Portraits of Dread were scary, wait until we get to the others.
Yeah. 13 Tales has some good ones too, but you probably want to pre-read, because there are some that are...
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
A bit, well, there's a guy who gets seduced by a ghost, and then it ends badly, of course, because, you know, it's a ghost. But that one was it made me a little uncomfortable reading it. So
those ectoplasm infections, man.
Yeah. And then she's got some good ones in there, though. I really enjoyed reading this. Yeah, I've got a bunch of Halloween reads. I have more than I probably can read before Halloween, which kind of makes me sad, because Halloween should be longer.
Yeah.
My husband's sending me Christmas stuff, and I'm like, stop it. Stop it. Not doing Christmas. Not until after Thanksgiving. Thank you very much.
That is my rule. Is like, why do you have to rush the Christmas?
Right?
If
Yeah.
there are still leaves on the trees, don't be talking Christmas.
Oh, you can't do that because then, like, Texas and South Carolina.
Are you kidding me? I'm in North Carolina. We'll still have leaves on the trees.
Yeah, you can't do that.
I'm not actually a big Christmas person. I like the baking and the getting together, so I see it as Thanksgiving and then a smear of baking and family get-togethers afterwards for about a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, whatever.
Yeah, that's about how it rolls out. I love decorating. I do, but I think I love decorating for Halloween as much as I love decorating for Christmas. Unfortunately, my HOA has a rule, and you can only have your decorations for any other holiday up for 10 days before. But Christmas,
Oh, that
you
sucks.
put it up as soon as Thanksgiving happens, which, I appreciate that because, I want it up before it snows. And you can leave it up until like the second week in January, which again, I kind of appreciate because, if it snows, it sucks putting up or taking down Halloween decoration or Christmas decoration.
Sometimes it's just especially dangerous to do that.
Yeah, but still, it's like I put a lot of work into my Halloween decorations, and you're only going to let me have it up for 10 days. This is cruel. I don't know. It's just me. But Halloween's my favorite holiday of all the holidays because I'm a little bit dark and a little bit twisted like that.
Well, the Halloween of our childhood is basically done with now, though. I mean, I haven't gotten a single trick or treater in 10 years.
Holy crap!
I've lived in 3 states during that time.
Do what?
I've lived in 3 states during that time, so I mean it's countrywide. I lived in apartments, I lived in single dwelling homes, I lived in neighborhoods, I lived in cul-de-sacs. Nothing.
Yeah. We didn't get a lot back in South Carolina, but part of that was because we were in the ghetto. And we didn't even trick or treat in our neighborhood. We would go to the good side of town where they give candy bars, not miniatures. So we understood where they were coming from with that. But
well, it's kind of the same here. There's actually my friend's neighborhood is like that, and everyone in that neighborhood loves Halloween. Like people will come into the neighborhood just to walk and look at the decorations.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And like 1/3 of them are interactive.
Yeah.
I 3 or 4 houses will get together to make a maze.
Yeah. The last place that we were living in West Valley, we had this big fenced in property right by the road. And so we did like a graveyard, and we did hanging ghosts, and we did a lot more with it. Out here, we're in a condo, and so we can't decorate past our front door. I mean, like we could do the garage, but we can't put decorations in the shared yard space in the front. And so I can't have my graveyard, which makes me really sad.
Yeah. I have nearly an acre in front of my house. Most of it lawn with a giant flagpole dead center.
I would do so many fun things with that.
I was thinking minefield this year.
What's going to explode?
Well, nothing, but they don't know that.
You should totally do a minefield and have the poppers that shoot the strings or whatever.
Oh, I was thinking like hands coming out of the ground.
Well, you could have that too, but you should have like where if they walk through it, a popper will randomly go off. I don't know how you would trigger that.
Well, I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
Also, completely bizarre. I know most people don't have this, but I actually have a parking lot off of my driveway. So when I have the party, everyone's going to be parking there. So I am making the entire thing a spider web, and I have a 7-foot tall spider that's going to be swinging around in the trees over the parking lot.
Nice.
I'm sure making my dog wet herself, but it will be fun as everyone else wets themselves too.
That's the way to roll. Yeah. Oh, we're over time. It's 11:02. So I love
We
you,
didn't
but
get started until like 11, until noon 15, 20 something.
I know. I'm so slack. On my bad. I couldn't even find this stupid thing from when I set it up last time. It was in my Google Calendar. Silly girl. Anyway, but I have to get back to publishing stuff because 2 of my 3 books are coming out in the next 2 weeks. And so there's tons of stuff that we have to do to get those prepped. But speaking of that, real quick, for those of you who enjoy poetry, Sam Deloach's The Colors We Render is coming out October 24th. And he has a fun tour that's planned to start on October 24th. And then we also have on this Friday, the Mirror and Thorns anthology, which is a dark fantasy retelling. Well, they're not really retellings. They're dark fantasies. Anyway, perfect for Halloween. The tour starts on Friday, and their event is on Saturday on Facebook. That it's going to be tons of fun. And they've got some really cool tour things lined up for the next 3 or 4 weeks. So be sure to check those fun things out. And you can learn more about those at ourrightside.com. Rebekah, anything you want to wrap with?
Oh, yeah, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to like this because it's going to give you more work. I am finishing up my my first fantasy novel. Last night I wrote out the full mythos for my Irish twist Gaelic mythology come to America. And I think I told you.
Dryad, right?
The first book is actually about a siren. The second book is about a dryad. And to be perfectly honest, I had to quit because I was freaking myself out. Like I've already shut down the hot tub at this point because it's like I'm not gonna crawl into that thing until winter. There's no way. I scared myself too bad.
Oh no.
But the first one's about a siren, and it came out really, really well. I'm very proud of it. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm actually going to, I don't know, hire someone to, at the very least, do the publicity and the covers and everything. So I'm thinking I'm going to hit up our right side as well.
Oh, they will love that. They will love that. We actually have a really great team that handles our author services side, and they're not super busy right now, so you'd be all right.
Well, the website was down for a little bit with your services. I went to check into it.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're transitioning to a better server.
Yeah.
And apparently in the process, the old server that we were on
dropped that page
content and wouldn't let us transfer it over. They were giving us crap about transferring it. Anyway, but we're still in the process of rebuilding our right side. But the Our Right Side Chrysalis is the title for the author services. That page should be up, I believe. I don't know. I don't do the website stuff. Yeah, it's been a really crazy month though.
Yeah, it has.
But yeah, the page should be back up. But just whenever you're looking at stuff, message me, because with you being a contributor on the blog, you get a discount too. So
I like discounts.
Discounts are awesome, right? And all you have to do is write one post a month to get the discounts.
Yay! I even have next month's done already.
I know. I'm so excited. I'm about to go read yours. I just finished Andy's for next month. So yours is up next. Woo-hoo! So much fun.
Yay! And
Alrighty, well,
I have my bare bones story out to a beta reader already too.
oh yes, beta readers were awesome. No, I can't. I want to, but I can't. I totally can't. I really can't. I have like.
Well, I'm not going to hand it out to another human for like 3 weeks.
I might be in a better position then. Let me know. Because
I planned on hitting you up because I kind of assumed you'd like the mythos with this too.
this is the one that I read the first 2 chapters of, right? With she's in, and it has the oh my god, the nerd. What was
the Troll King?
Yes, the Troll King.
Yes, this is the one. This is the one with the Troll King.
Data on this, I will find a way to make room for it.
Yeah, but I mean, you saw how bare bones the first chapter was because I hadn't written my mythos yet.
But it was so fun, even in the bare bones of it. It was, it was beautiful, and I loved I'm excited about reading that one. So yeah, I definitely want to be a beta on that. I will figure out a way to make that work.
And for the first time ever, there's no sex in my book.
What? Yeah, no, that's a good thing because that's not.
There's tons of nudity because they're fae. They don't care.
But see, there's a huge difference between nudity and sexual nudity.
Yeah, I mean, the first time she's nude with her mom and her dad.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, she's totally, she doesn't care.
Yep.
She's also, like a few millennia old and a few hours old all at the same time. So.
Right. Yeah, that was really cool how you did that process. I really like that. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. All right. Well, I have to run and edit your post. Woohoo! So excited.
And I have to run and edit my book. Woohoo! So excited.
Have fun. And we will be back next month. Yeah, I will get that all set up because I don't even know right now. I'm a bad girl. But
how about I contact you in 3 weeks to get you to set that up?
The 3rd Tuesday.
Yep.
The month. I don't know why I thought this was the 2nd Tuesday. It's been that kind of month. That's why.
Yeah. This month was very sneaky.
Yes, it was. And I'll do a lot more to promote this podcast next month before we actually go live the day of.
Yeah, I posted a link like half an hour before we were supposed to start. That was.
Hey, you're doing better than me. I was like sending out as I was going live. I don't think we had anybody in here today. But they'll
listen later.
Yeah, we will share it around but we'll do more to promote next month's video before it goes up. So
we promise, guys, we'll get better at this.
Yeah, we're still learning. It's only episode 2.
We still did better than episode 1.
That's right. Sort of. At least episode 1, we both read the same book.
Oh, never mind.
It's okay. It'll get better. We'll be awesome. In 3 more episodes, we'll be amazing. Take over the podcasting world.
It'll be like a whole new year.
Yeah.
Barely even remember how terrible we were at the beginning when we mispronounced literally everyone's names.
Not everyone's, just a few of the important ones.
I pronounced your name right and most of mine.
Hey, that's what counts. That's what counts.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys have a great month and look forward to exciting book topics next month.
Oh, actually, we had said that on 3rd episode we were going to have a guest. So we should discuss that as well.
You're going to find that guest for us, right?
I will find that guest for us. I already have someone in mind.
Awesome.
Okay. So that's it for today.
Until next time, everybody, keep reading.
And have fun. All right. Bye.